Okay, so now here we are at part 4, the penultimate of this 5-part saga. So, where we left off, monsters got the pentagram of the wolf. Heroes still have the Eye of Horus, and they still have the Scroll of Thoth. But there's still one more item up in the air, and that's the Necronomicon. So, in order for this to work, the Necronomicon is kind of a key piece. Marco basically explains to the other monsters that the Necronomicon is gonna it's the book of old dark magic. It is the originator of first magic, when man first became could see things beyond their mortal comprehension. And basically it was written by a guy named Abdul Azarad, and he could actually commune with the great old ones. And that's when Marco reveals his big plan, is that I'm going to basically usher in the great old ones, and they're going to just basically decimate Earth. But I'm not gonna the thing of it is that there's still gonna be humans around, because there's still to some of these monsters they're like a food source. So basically mankind will be taken down a peg, and the great old ones will basically help usher in a new age of monsters. So, but the thing is that the Necronomicon can only tell you so much. So Marco's whole thing is that with the Eye of Horus giving him more access to the magic of the Scroll of Thoth, basically he's going to pair that magic with the magic from the Necronomicon and use it to open the gateway through the pentagram of the wolf, and that will let the monsters come to Earth. That will be the opening doorway for the great old ones. So, needless to say, the stakes are kinda high. So it's kind of important that that the humans kind of try to stop them. But the humans are kind of feeling good too, because they now have one of the they still believe if they can find the Necronomicon and keep at least the items they have away from Marco and the other monsters, they can actually win this. They don't need back the pentagram or the Scroll of Thoth, as at least those items out. Marco's whole plan won't come to fruition. So it's vital that they keep those items out of his hands. It's absolutely vital that they keep those items out of their hands, but it would be best if they collect the Necronomicon regardless, so they can't... Regardless, the Necronomicon's still deadly. So, the problem is, no one knows what the Necronomicon is. The only person who probably might know is locked up in a place called Arkham Asylum in Massachusetts. Not that Arkham Asylum, there was a Arkham Asylum in H.P. Lovecraft. In fact, that's kind of where DC Comics got the idea, was, oh, Arkham Asylum, that's cool, use that name. So, yeah. Anyway, the two teams have to, the only person is, again, the only person who might know where the book might be is locked up in Arkham Asylum. So so now they have to basically travel to Arkham Asylum in order to find that person. That person in question is actually is actually a known character. It's actually a character from this Disney, a part of the now making his entrance into Disney AU. That is David Xanatos. Yeah, Xanatos basically was this wealthy in this universe. He was this wealthy, enigmatic, philanthropist who always believed in the occult and wanted to learn more about the occult, who extend his knowledge beyond that of human understanding. So he basically went out on an expedition to the Antarctica, to the far reaches of Antarctica, and he went on a search for the Necronomicon. He found it in the sunken city of R'lyeh. Yeah, he found R'lyeh, the home of Cthulhu, whole like he encountered what he encountered there was the sleeping dreaming god, the dreaming god Cthulhu. He got the Necronomicon, but he kind of lost his mind on the way there. So he basically, what sanity he had left, he did read from the Necronomicon and was basically like, he was like, oh, this is not good. Whoever has this, whoever gets this book is going to wipe out all of mankind, like basically usher in the old gods. And that's what Toffee was like afraid of the whole time. He basically was like, I suspected that was Marco's whole idea for what he wanted to do, is just usher in the old gods. So yeah, now it's more vital that we stop him no matter what. So they're like, well, Toffee and the other heroes are like, so what can you tell us about the, where can you tell us where you hid the book, the Necronomicon? Where did you hide the book? It's vital that we find it. You need to tell us where it is. And Xanatos is like, oh, well, about that. Even I can't remember. I think I buried it in my mansion, maybe in like upstate New York. I think his mind is so gone that he can't even remember where he buried the book. So they're like, well, we're taking advice from a madman. We might as well, see if we can actually get something out of it. So let's just go to his mansion in upstate, up in New York, and see if we can find the Necronomicon from there. So the team basically heads out, but the thing is, the monsters already got there, and they're already looking through the remnants of his old mansion, because he lost everything. He spent Xanatos spent all of his money trying to learn more about the secrets of the old gods. His family's gone, and the only person there who's kind of watching over everything is Owen, who has basically been the caretaker. But when Marco and the monsters show up, they're just like, you're gonna either let us in or we're gonna let ourselves in. There is no in between here. And Owen was like, yes, sir. So the monsters are now tearing through the mansion. The humans arrive, and what ensues is an all-out battle between both sides. And during that fight, Mabel battles Bill Cipher, who is, like I said, I've been saying is our Mr. Hyde. And in that fight, she actually gets to kill Bill. It's basically saying that you may get to live while my brother is left. You get to pilot my brother's dead corpse. No more. You get that my brother can finally rest. So Bill's dead, and Kim actually tries to get Ron on their side, saying that because Ron again is the creature from the Black Lagoon. So they have to basically Kim is trying to appeal to his human side, trying to get him back on, back to her, saying I still love you, I still want to be with you, we'll find a way to cure you of this. And Ron almost goes for it, but then he remembers, nah. So he basically attacks Kim. Kim has to fight him off, and from there, during the whole mess of everything, as the monsters and the humans are biting and clawing and fighting each other, what happens is that someone basically reveals, I have it, I finally have it. And that person is Marcy, Dr. Frankenstein herself. And you may be thinking, well, wait a minute. And even Anne says, I killed you. I straight up killed you. And then it's revealed Grimes, who is our Igor of the story, had been also working as a double agent and reanimated using the same methods Marcy used to reanimate other creatures. He reanimated Marcy and still was loyal to her, and now she has the Necronomicon, and plans on using it to further her, because now she's all undead, and I can now use this to unlock the further gates of life and death. And now, thanks to you, Count Marco, you showed me that there are things beyond life and death. I can now see, like, I can use this to my advantage. I can go beyond the bonds of life and death. Thank you. But, however, Anne, who in this continuity in the Marcy Wu Frankenstein story, she isn't just a monster. She was Marcy's old love, and Anne basically talks her down and is like, and Marcy's like, "You killed me," and she's like, "It was a place of anger, and I still loved you, and I still want to be with you, and now we can be together, as wife and bride." So Marcy's not only Dr. Frankenstein, she is the bride of Frankenstein now. So she's both Frankenstein and bride of Frankenstein. So she's like, awesome. So Marcy joins, even though they just lost Mr. Hyde, they get the bride, and the monsters get the Necronomicon, and the humans are forced to retreat, now only having the Eye of Horus, which is the big essential part of their plan. But Marco still walks away saying that, like, yeah, we're one step closer. Now we've been basically playing a game of cat and mouse with Professor Toffee and his human allies. But now it's time we take the fight to them. So stay tuned, because now we come to the final chapter in the 5th and final part of this story. I hope you all have been really liking this. This has been really fun to do, and I can't wait to tell you how this is all going to end. So stay tuned. Comment below, let me know what you guys think of this so far. I'm having a great time. Like I said, I've been building this for 3 months. I've been waiting to tell this story. So stay tuned to see how this is all gonna end. But other than that, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.